Hello.
Hi, Matthew. How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. What a beautiful view you have behind you. Amazing.
You what? I couldn't.
A
You're kind
beaut.
of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah? Just a second. Let me do this. Is it better now? Or same?
Yeah, yeah, it's working.
Okay. No, I mentioned the view behind you. How beautiful. Nice with the buildings. Is it Brickell?
Yeah,
Oh, nice. Cool.
Brickell is on this side.
Nice. Wow.
Brickell Avenue.
Beautiful.
Okay, so your appointment is
Monday?
what day is it again?
Monday,
On Monday.
7:30 in the morning.
Okay, and you've got all your documents, right?
Yeah, but I have a problem. I have one of my suitcase that I brought some items important. They disappeared on the airport. They couldn't find it. I brought four suitcases. One was missing, and they couldn't find it. I was still waiting until like this week, and the letter that you sent me was there.
The approval
The
notice?
approval notice. So I
Okay,
was
well,
waiting because they told me they would find somewhere. They couldn't find. They still looking for it. And now I don't know. I have this letter that you was sent to our office.
okay, and that's the courtesy copy, right?
Yeah, the copy
It
that was
says, I
sent.
think on the top, in the body of the letter, I think it says courtesy copy,
Yeah,
something
courtesy
like
copy.
that.
Yeah.
So, okay, bring that. You can also print out the a copy of the original.
If you can you send me that? Do I have that already?
You probably do, but I'll send it to you. It's no big deal.
Okay.
And if they ask about the original, just explain you had it. It was in your luggage, and the story that it got lost. So you have a copy. So you do have the original courtesy copy there, and I just emailed you the
Thank you.
scan, the scan of the approval notice, the original one. So print that out, and you should be okay.
Okay. I'm very nervous. Do you think is it? Do you approve that? Being
Yeah, I think that they will. There's never any guarantee of anything,
yeah, of course.
but what you need to be ready to discuss is the position. So you've got a copy of the whole petition package, right?
Yes.
The scan. You don't need to bring that whole thing, but for your own reference. So you need to review the petitioner letter that describes the job and all the duties,
Okay. Okay.
and the RFE response. I sent you that as well, I believe.
The RFE, I have to.
Well, because in the RFE response, we elaborated on the job duties. So that's kind of like the final version of the job duties.
I remember. You mentioned that would be the one the
So,
reference. Okay.
yeah, refer to that, the RFE response, and be familiar with all those job duties. And they may ask about your education. So you can explain you've got your interior design degree in Brazil, and then that plus the work experience equals a U.S. bachelor's degree in interior design. Let me see. And you have the expert opinion. I mean, the educational evaluation finding that. That's in the RFE response.
Okay. Should I bring that to my interview?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to bring it because
Mm-hmm.
just in case.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hopefully you won't need it,
Okay.
but the RFE response has all of your education documents in it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you may be asked about what you've been doing in the U.S. this past however long, since you started your student status. So
Mm-hmm.
you've been attending school. Your English has gotten to the point where you can competently discuss the Ornari projects, once you begin your H-1B employment.
Mm-hmm.
And you can explain that you wanted to improve your English skills for business reasons. And when you first became a student, you must have had non-immigrant intent, which means you were planning on, when you finished your school, you were planning on leaving and going back to Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a history of work experience in the industry. And you did work for Ornari in Brazil, right?
I did.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's got to be some benefit, assuming that when you started your student status to learn English better in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
and the intent was to go back to Brazil, you would eventually, I guess, work in your field and work for Ornari, probably. And there's got to be some benefit to speaking a higher level of English or like a business competency English, even in Brazil. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
you come up with
my
something.
J1 visa was based on that. Like going to US, learn, and return to Brazil, and be responsible for the communication between Brazil and the American clients.
Mm-hmm. So you should have some sort of answer for if they ask why you wanted to go and study English in the U.S. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be based on having improved English for business and employment opportunities. And why does that make sense? If you're going to be in Brazil, you should have some sort of answer of why that makes sense, that speaking English in Brazil is going to be helpful for your career.
Mm-hmm. To help communicate with clients here for the company.
Well, no, I'm talking about in Brazil because
no, here asked, in Brazil, actually, in Brazil now.
Right. Okay, yeah, so so what? I mean, but in Brazil, the clients are going to speak Portuguese.
No, but like I was supposed to be responsible for the showrooms in the U.S.
From Brazil, you would
from
be
Brazil,
dealing with
work
the
in
US.
Brazil, dealing.
Okay, so that could be the answer is that the Ornari in Brazil had in mind a position for you where you would be dealing regularly with the U.S. offices.
Yeah, we have that position actually there. We have someone that does exactly that.
So that's why it would be important for you to have very competent English skills so that you could speak with U.S. personnel. I guess there's probably other third-party contractors or providers that are related to the companies that you maybe need to deal with that who are American. So that would be the reason why you wanted to improve your English. And then while you were there, they entered the lottery for you and decided it made sense to go for the H-1B. So that's kind of like the backstory of why you were in the U.S. doing your student status for the amount of time that you did. They may also ask how you were supporting yourself for this extended period of study in the U.S. You earned money while you were a J1, so potentially you
actually
had savings.
I have 2 apartments in Brazil that are rented. I made a note here. I own 2 rental properties in Brazil, and I get the income from them.
Okay, so that could be it, is that you had some savings maybe from your previous employment, and you own rental properties that provide an income.
Should I take the documentation for those two apartments? They are under my name. They are real, like my apartments. They are rental. Maybe.
I would say only do that if it's clear that that amount of income is sufficient to cover all your student and living expenses in the U.S. I don't know what the situation is, but
no,
if
they are
they
fully
provide
paid.
income,
They are fully paid and rented. In my
no,
name.
I would leave that out. If they ask, you can answer. You own multiple rental properties in Brazil that provide you with steady income. And if they want more, they can ask for it, and then we can, I would want to see everything before you present anything. So that would be the answer if they ask how you have supported yourself while doing your student status.
Okay.
And I don't know if they would ask, but it's possible that they ask about why you are applying for the visa now in Brazil instead of doing the change of status, which was denied. And if that does come up, you can explain that you had requested documentation from the school and they didn't get it back to you, or they didn't get you all of the they didn't get you sufficient documentation before the deadline to respond. So you responded with what you had available, and the USCIS ended up denying the change of status.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. And what I was wondering if they ask about why my F1 visa application was denied back in 2021.
Probably not, and they should have the reason for the denial because it would be in the system. But let me see if I have.
Yeah, because I've been searching online in multiple chats. They mentioned that question.
I don't think I have a copy of the denial letter from that.
I don't remember the reason for the denial as well. I'm gonna look for it.
And most likely, it was that they found you to be an intending immigrant. And you can say at this point it's been a while.
Yeah, 2021, I think.
Yeah, so it's almost 5 years ago. So it would make sense if you don't remember specifically the reason for denial, but see if you have somewhere a copy of that letter. Maybe you have it saved,
I do.
like an image of it. I don't have it in your folder for the F application.
Yeah, I don't remember as well.
But if they ask, you could just say that you don't recall the specific reason. You think it was based on 214B, which is that's the regulation about being an intending immigrant. Let me make sure that's what it is. Yeah, so that's a very common reason for visa applications to be denied, especially B visas and F visas. So you can ask, you can say that you think it was denied based on section 214B. But you don't recall specifically.
Okay.
Now, let me take a look at something else. One other thing that you could be asked about is when you changed status to F B1 when you were in the U.S. and you had entered as a B1
Yeah.
visitor for business.
Mm-hmm.
So they could ask about your intent when you had that admission, because this, just like being a student, when you enter with a B visa, you're saying that you're going to be there temporarily and go back to Brazil before your stay expires. So you entered on May 12th of 2022 at B1 status, and then let's see when we filed. Then in
6
November,
months. I think after 6 months. Yeah.
yeah, before the 6 months were up,
Yeah.
in November, you filed to change to F1 status. So you could be asked about what that trip was about, and why you then applied to change status. So why did you go in B1 status to begin with, which is visitor for business? So you must have had some business-related reason. You were going to go see I guess, meet with the Ornari people in New York or whatever. I don't remember what the purpose of that trip was.
I don't remember as well. But I have the paperwork here. I'm gonna check. A request for the change to B2 status. No, this is
Okay. Yeah, at this point, I don't remember the specifics of that trip in B1 status.
I don't remember.
But you try and think about it. Maybe there's some old emails about the purpose of that trip. And then after you entered the U.S., you decided to attend school for English. So maybe it was that while you were there, the Ornari people suggested that would be a good idea for the intended position back in Brazil, like we discussed about why you were studying English. But we need a reason of why you went from going in B1 status with the intent to return to then changing to F1 status to do the English class. So, and that intent, the change of intent must have happened after you were already in the U.S. So you came in with the B1 visa with the intent to stay temporarily and go back. Then while you were in the U.S., there was some change of circumstances or plans that caused you to decide to enroll in the English school and change to F1 status. So maybe it was that when you were there, the Ornari management in Brazil thought, it would be a good idea for you to do the English class, and you agreed with it or what, but you should have a reason of why you didn't end up leaving the U.S. on that B status trip.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you're going to be asked about all these things, so hopefully not. But I'm just bringing these up because if you are asked, you want to be able to answer in a way that is not bad.
Got it. I'm gonna figure that out. And I'm gonna send an email to you tomorrow about it.
So, I don't know what else there is to talk about with this.
Regarding the immigrant, my pending 140, One for you.
Yeah, so you could say that Bria, they filed the I-140 for you. There's not really much to say about that.
Yeah, that's the same reason they want me for the H-1B.
But because you're applying for an H-1B visa, it allows immigrant intent, unlike the F visa and the B visa. So that alone, having the approved, or not approved, but pending I-140, that is not a reason to deny the H-1B. That is, the H-1B allows for that. So if they ask about it, you can just say, yes, the company, they decided to file the I-140, and that's it. That's the company's thing. It's not your petition. You're the beneficiary of it. And so you could say, they wanted to sponsor me for this, and so they did.
Okay, yeah. Regarding my working hours and annual salary, would they ask me about that? Because I have the 3,800 monthly. And the working hours.
Well, yeah, the salary, we had listed it as an hourly salary of $29.40 per hour. So, maybe it's gone up since then because this is a year old. But that's what the offered wage is, $29.40
per hour.
Per hour.
Okay.
Hold on a second, let me just look.
And the
somewhere
working
else.
hours per week? Weekly?
We didn't specify working hours because when we say it's a full-time position, we don't have to say the amount of hours. So
Okay, good. Okay. And regarding my full-time student status, regarding my accident, my medical leave, would they ask about it?
So I don't know if they would get into all this or if they would even know about that. They could ask about if they were to ask about that, then you could explain you had an accident, you needed medical leave, and your understanding was that the school had done what was required to allow for that medical leave.
Yeah, okay. Okay, and after my interview, if they deny, will they tell me
Well, if they deny
at the time?
application, they need to give a reason for the denial. Sometimes or often the reason is generic and it doesn't really give any specifics, but they do have to have some basis for the denial that they give you. And we could try and address that, and you can always apply again.
Okay, got it. Okay. Good. And also my I-140 is still pending. I checked today.
Okay, yeah, I haven't checked lately,
today.
but...
So
yeah,
there is a question if I have travel plans. The answer is no on the petition, on
your DS-160?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have specific travel plans, right?
No, I say no, but they asked for a date and I put September 1st. It's just
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
If they approve, can I just go? I don't need to wait until...
Yeah, as long as you have a valid visa, you can go. go because you have a valid petition. So
Okay.
your petition is good now.
Yeah, I wanna return as soon as possible. Need to wait. Okay. If you remember something else, please let me know. I'm very anxious, but I think everything's gonna work out.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let me know if you have any questions. Go through everything and feel free to email me or ask if you have anything else that comes up.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Matthew, for everything.
Okay. You're welcome.
Okay? Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.